Today I am going to discuss about representative democracy, and it is again for the BA first semester major students, and I will also try to differentiate between representative democracy and participatory democracy. So representative democracy, all of you are more or less aware of what is representative democracy, because it is the most popular form of democracy that is prevailing in this world. And here what happened, the voters or the citizens, they get the chance to elect their representatives in regular interval, and those representatives ultimately who actually able to get majority support in the legislature, they generally form the government and run the administration of the country. So this is the most popular form of government in the present world. So the characteristics of representative government are: number one, majority rules. So majority rules is an important, what I consider important characteristics of representative government. That means each and every decisions are taken on the basis of majority decision. That means when any decisions are taken in the parliament, then generally the party which is in power, they generally pass the legislation in favor of them because they got majority support in the parliament. So majority rules is a very important characteristics of that representative form of government. Okay, minorities or oppositions may be there, people may have criticized the policies of the government, but they cannot do anything else. An opposition also can criticize the government, but they cannot do more than that, so long the party which is in power have majority support in the parliament. So everything, every decision, every bills are passed in the legislature on the basis of majority support. And as the government party or ruling party always have majority support in favor of it, so whatever they are interested, they can pass that. Other can criticize them, but they cannot do more than that. Then decision is taken as a trust. Who take the decision? Decision generally taken by the representatives of the people, who are actually regarded them as the trustee of the people. People actually put trust on them, and they on behalf of the people take the decisions in the parliament, run the administration of the country and everything, because at least after regular interval they will have to give answer to the people about their activities. So generally they themselves are not eligible to take the decision. They are taking the decision because they are entrusted that responsibility, but that decision is taken as a trustee of the people. Then next one is rule of pressure group. So pressure groups and political parties, they always try to, or all the government also try to maintain relation with pressure groups and political parties. So pressure groups generally, these are the non-political organization, but they are very much significant in a representative form of government, because during the election and even in normal circumstances also, pressure group pressurize the government to take decision in favor of them. And sometimes the government is also bound to take decision in favor of various pressure groups, because they also help the political parties or the ruling party even during the time of election. So they are also playing a very important role in representative form of government. Then party delegation. Delegation means party, generally all the political parties, they have their own agenda, they have their own ideology. So they delegate the members of their own party who went to the parliament as the member to implement the party ideology or party agenda into practice. That means party delegates the power to their own members who are elected in the parliament to implement the policies and agenda of the party. So that is party delegation. That means party delegate the powers to their own members to implement their own policies and agendas through the government policies and program. Whenever the government is going to implement various policies and program, they should have to keep in mind about their ideology of their party, about the agenda of their party, and they try to frame the rules accordingly. And next one is parliamentary representatives. That means those who are elected in the parliament, or those members who are elected in the parliament, they generally belong to a particular constituency. So what is constituency? That means the country is divided into several electoral constituency, and for example, 75,000 people, one MP may be elected. So constituency means an electoral area from where one MP or one MLA will be elected, and they are responsible to their constituency, to the people of their own constituency, because next time again they will come and seek vote from that constituency, generally from that constituency. So they are representing their own constituency along with the country, along with their own party, and they should have to remember that they must have to focus the difficulties, the problems, the issues of their own constituency before the parliament. So these are more or less the characteristics of the representative form of government. Now, what is the difference between participatory and representative democracy? First one is representative government is most prevalent throughout the world because it is the most popular form of government. I already told you. Some of the representative form of government are working as constitutional monarchy. For example, in Great Britain, the head of the state is the king or the queen. But it is also a representative form of government, and that is in the form of constitutional monarchy. Some are parliamentary representatives or parliamentary republic, as for example in our country is republic. It is also a parliamentary form of government, republic, because our head of the state is elected, that means the president. So then constitutional republic is also there. Constitutional republic, you can take the example of America also, where the president is both the head of the state as well as head of the government. But all these type of governments are representative form of government. On the other hand, that participatory democracy is very less visible nowadays because it is not possible to implement the characteristics of participatory democracy in present days. Then participatory democracy is suitable for small states, where the state is small, where the population is less, where there is intimate relations among the people, where the problems are not so complicated. There only participatory democracy can be established. But representative democracy is suitable for big countries with huge population, with heterogeneous problem, no issues. Representative form of government can tackle all these problems. So this is suitable for small, and representative form of government is suitable for big country. Then participatory democracy, citizens are more alert. Of course, citizens are more alert because the citizens directly participated in the lawmaking procedure, in the administrative procedure of the country. So they are politically much more conscious, and they are aware of the fact that what they are needed, what policy will be suitable for them, everything. So they are much more politically conscious. But the citizens of representative form of government may not be so much conscious because they have elected their representative, and after that sometimes they have forgotten what their duties are. So they may not be so much politically conscious or so much politically aware, as most of them do not get the opportunity to participate directly in the political process of the country. Then in participatory democracy, there is no scope for middlemen. Yes, no middleman is there. They are directly participated in the administration of the country. There is no question of representation. There is no question of bureaucrats, etc. But in that representative form of government, middlemen are there. Who are middlemen? Representatives. Government, the people's representatives are middlemen. They are actually maintain link with the people and the government. So middleman is there, bureaucrats or civil servant, they are also middlemen. If the people or citizens are interested to do anything or they have any demand from the government side, they will have to approach the government through the bureaucrats or the politicians who are the members of the legislature. So the scope of middleman is much more wider than that of the participatory democracy. And last one, in participatory democracy, economic agendas are made by the people in a common forum. So, generally the participatory democracy is established in small state, already I told you, and their problems are also not very much complicated, and it is easier for them to work for the economic development of the people. They so that mass people sit together, they have prepared their own economic policies and programs and implemented them for their economic development. But in representative form of democracy, it is a huge affair. For the economic development of the country, the advice of the specialists are always necessary. So some elite economists are there who generally aid and assisted the government to implement the economic policies and financial policies of the government. So, elite economists or elite, what I can say that elite group of people, they generally play a very important role in representative form of government. But in participatory democracy, economic development is also not so much complicated, and that is why people themselves can take the decisions for their own betterment. So this is in nutshell about the representative form of government and the differences between the two. So today up to this much, and in my next class I will try to take another issue. Thank you.